We have all the injury news and updates that you need to be aware of heading into week 9 of the NFL regular season. There's a lot of movement at the quarterback position, so you're definitely going to want to stick around for this one. But before I get into it, if you could take a second, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you don't already, so you know when new videos like this go live. Let's get into it. Let's start off with some players from the Thursday night game. We have quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Kenny Pickett, who's dealing with a rib injury that he suffered during Sunday's game. He is expected to play. Usually when it comes down to rib injuries, it's more of a pain tolerance thing, but he is listed questionable, so you're going to want to monitor his status leading up to kickoff on Thursday. On the Tennessee Titans side of the ball, quarterback Ryan Tannehill has been ruled out, so Will Levis will be getting his second straight start, and he looked really good in his first start. He had 4 touchdowns, 238 passing yards. Maybe the Tennessee Titans have themselves a new starting quarterback. Also for the Titans, though, wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins is dealing with a toe injury. He's questionable for Thursday's game, so you're going to want to monitor his status leading up to kickoff on Thursday. Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford is dealing with a UCL sprain in his right thumb. He's considered day-to-day with the injury. Reports say it really comes down to him being able to grip the football, so you're going to want to monitor his practice stats throughout the week. If he's unable to suit up, Brett Rippon will likely get the start. Also for the Rams, wide receiver Puka Nacua is dealing with some knee swelling and is questionable for this week's game. So this is a situation you're going to want to monitor throughout the week. Giants tight end Darren Waller, who was forced out of Sunday's game due to a hamstring injury, did not practice on Wednesday, and he told reporters he will likely miss some time with this hamstring injury, so he'll likely be out this week. But some good news for the Giants, quarterback Daniel Jones was cleared for contact and will play this week against the Las Vegas Raiders. Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson, who's been dealing with a shoulder injury, was limited in practice on Wednesday. Step in the right direction, but this situation has been pretty hard to read, so you're going to want to monitor his stats throughout the week. If he's unable to suit up, PJ Walker will continue to get the start. The Atlanta Falcons are making changes at the quarterback position. Quarterback Desmond Ridder is getting benched for Taylor Heineke, who was named the starter for this week's game against the Minnesota Vikings. Taylor Heineke came in for Desmond Ridder this past week when he went through the concussion protocol. He cleared the concussion protocol, and they kept Taylor Heineke in. So Taylor Heineke will be the starter this week against the Minnesota Vikings. Also for the Falcons, wide receiver Drake London's dealing with a groin injury. He did not practice on Wednesday and is listed questionable for this week's game. So you're going to want to monitor his practice stats throughout the week. Minnesota Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins suffered a torn Achilles this past week and is out for the remainder of the season. In return, the Vikings went out and acquired quarterback Josh Dobbs from the Arizona Cardinals at the trade deadline. But the Vikings came out and said that the plan as of right now is to start quarterback Jaren Hall for this week's game. But sometimes some of these quarterbacks can come in and play on short notice. So you're going to want to monitor the situation and see who's officially named the starting quarterback for this week's game against the Atlanta Falcons. The Las Vegas Raiders are making major changes right now, firing head coach Josh McDaniels, their general manager, and their offensive coordinator. And just wait, benching Jimmy Garoppolo. Aiden O'Connell is expected to be their starting quarterback going forward. A lot of changes for the Raiders. Hopefully it helps Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers out in fantasy, but a lot of changes for the Raiders. Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen did not practice on Wednesday due to a right shoulder injury. If you watched last week's game, you could tell it was bothering him, so you're going to want to monitor his practice stats throughout the week. If he's unable to suit up, Kyle Allen will likely get the start. And that's going to do it for us today. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Until next time, line 'em up.